Well, protesters stood outside the state prison in McAlester for several hours today, showing their support for Julius Jones, hoping his sentence would be commuted. News on 6's Grant Stevens has been there all day, including the moment the crowd learned Jones would not be executed. Grant, can you kind of walk us through the emotions that you've witnessed there over the past several hours?
Yeah, 4 hours ago, Shannon, the mood outside here was pretty somber. It was almost as if everyone was holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. And then all at once, that crowd erupted in elation when they got the news that Jones' life would be spared.
We're overjoyed.
Hallelujah! Julius Jones!
Jesus, thank you. Yes.
You can see the relief and the joy in those protesters' faces. I spoke to some of them who told me when they woke up this morning, they thought they'd be coming to a funeral. Their joy quickly turned to a sort of calm relief as the crowd collectively caught their breath. After a few minutes of hugging and singing and some crying, tears of joy really, the crowd pushed forward and gathered around a few speakers who had set up next to a couple tents. For the next hour or so, the speakers prayed with and spoke to the crowd about the relief they all felt. Tiffany Lofton was one of those speakers.
I do believe that life is a win. So I came today expecting the worst, fighting for the best. I get to leave breathing today. Yes. Julius gets to wake up tomorrow morning.
Lofton believes a big part of the decision to change Jones, or to at least let Jones live, was due to all the public outcry, kind of like we saw today.
And Grant, I'm interested. We heard from Reagan that Jones's sister Antoinette was in McAlester today, and she also addressed the crowd after learning about her brother's fate. I'm curious to know what she had to say to the people who are supporting her brother.
Shannon, she came right to that same tent that you saw Tiffany speaking at, and she also brought that sort of calmness to the crowd. She was, of course, overjoyed and very happy, but you could sense the crowd kind of calmed when she started speaking. And the biggest thing that she addressed was what comes next. She admits that they're going to have to talk to the lawyers and figure out exactly what this will change, but the biggest thing they are looking forward to is Jones hopefully being able to hug his mother after so many years apart.
All right, Grant Stevens live for us in McAlester this afternoon. Thank you so much for all your work today, Grant.